All right, welcome to another segment of It's Hard to Get Laid.
Featuring us.
Yeah, featuring us, man. That's not really the name of the podcast, but it is true, man. If you're, I don't know if you're a nerdy female, then perhaps it's tough for you, but it's way harder for dudes to get laid. I've been thinking about that lately, just because I've been going through a dry spell. That's that. But anyways,
For how long, bro?
Oh, ever since I got fat again. Yeah, it's been quite a while.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't blame him.
Mhm.
But yeah, how's everybody doing, bro?
I mean, I see people on my 600-pound life with boyfriends and girlfriends.
They're falling in love, but that's asphyxiation. Those are dudes that are just like, if they could fuck a...
They got a girl, though.
Yeah. I mean, I also
They
haven't
found
really
one.
been trying.
Yeah.
I've been going on like
It's tough.
like the dating apps, remember?
Yeah,
we
me
were
too.
talking about that? Dating apps are tough, bro. I just feel like it's not genuine enough. Like,
Right, very
Yeah.
true.
yeah, it's very tough to like try and meet somebody and they look damn good on the photos and you know
Selected.
Yeah,
It's hard to get that
it's
lightning in a
just-
bottle.
Yeah, it's superficial.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's kind of been my week. No, I'm
Mhm.
just joking around. I've just been working.
Just
on-
been thinking
yeah,
about that.
Nah, I mean it's just random shit that pops into my head. But yeah, I've been doing good. Thanks for asking.
God damn, I didn't know I was supposed to.
Anytime you don't have to wear socks is a good day, you know. So yeah, don't look down, you freaks.
Had to confirm.
Yeah. So yeah,
I didn't notice.
I didn't even, yeah.
what have you guys been up to, man? James, what's going on in your world?
Fuck, bro. Fuck all. I'm about to revise my first book completely. I got like 3 more chapters to go through with that.
What is a revision?
Just like a little rewrite. I'm cleaning up a little bit of the writing style just because between the first book I released and my next 2 after that, my writing style like developed a lot.
So are you changing the story at all, or it's just...
It's the same story.
writing.
I really like the story. I just want to make it sound more,
So it's just the writing you're trying to change?
yeah, more more professionally written. Put it that way.
Yeah. And how long you've been working with an editor? You said, right? So,
Yeah, I have a new editor. Yeah, yeah, no, like the people who I hired to do the work on the first 3 books. Granted, it did kind of get better as the books came out. The first one is just a little too atrocious, so I want to make it better.
How old were you when you wrote the first one?
I started writing it when I was 11.
What?
But like I would just talk to myself as a kid, like, and just tell myself stories. Like I didn't give a shit. Like I'd go on a ramble about like some dude in a ship in the stars or something like that.
just walking down the jungle gym, scaring
Yeah.
the kids.
Well, no, it was more like just me mumbling to myself.
Oh,
But yeah, I didn't really like see anything like that as a career path till I was about 11.
Speaking of career paths, hey man, being a grown up kind of sucks, bro.
It does.
I
Yeah.
hate the fact that I have to have a job.
I hate the fact
5
that
days a
being a
week.
grown up means that you have to be
40.
broke in this society.
Yeah, and just also we live in an ambitious society. Like we're capitalist as it comes, you know. So everybody here is like, you know, everybody works. I was hearing stuff about like how in Spain they don't get their day started till like 10 in the morning, and then
Wow, really?
even then like throughout the day. They take like siestas and stuff like that, and Italy as well. So
Sometimes I feel like I need it.
yeah,
There's
They go
also
for it, they
places
just
though
do
in
it.
the world where that's worse. Like I think I don't know about recently, but I heard a few years ago that in the Philippines, like it's not uncommon for, regardless of what job you have, to have like a 12-hour day shift.
Oh, regardless. Wow,
Yeah.
so that's just everybody. This is the life.
Yeah.
and I think also too, like in Japan, if they see you napping at work, they respect you more or something. Like, I remember seeing it on Twitter. I don't know if it's a real thing, but like, yeah, because they're like, this guy's working so hard, he's sleeping at his desk. You know, he has to. It's just like, damn.
That's actually,
Or what about if that's his 4th nap of the day?
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Yeah. Either way, I just been trying to find different outlets and have been for the last several years to not really have to work anymore because
Yeah, something you
You know,
own
it's
100%.
yeah, it's not that I'm.
You own it.
I am kind of lazy, but not to the extent of some other coworkers I have. Holy shit! But I I don't know. It's weird because I like to cruise, but at the same time I like to stay steady on something. Yeah, it's just different outlets, and same with this. You know, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm not trying to like work a 9 to 5,
No,
5 days out.
absolutely
the week,
not. No.
It's
So
tough.
we got a writer here, you know,
Yeah.
future drug dealer here. So now I see why people like move off the grid. You see those shows where it's like, yeah, I bought a fucking
Trailer.
wood. Yeah,
Yeah.
or you know, my house is made of whatever the fucking. I just live out here, bro, and it's like, I see it. I can't even hate on it. They're living free range.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm just getting the city life, man. It's starting to piss me off.
California life, expensive.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
You're just taxing.
Once if you move out of this state, you can't move back.
Think so?
Yeah, I would say so. Just because as of a couple of years ago, I think it was either 2017, 2019, somewhere in there, California became the most, or at least the Bay Area became the most expensive place to live in the country.
Oh, if not the world.
Yeah.
Damn. Excuse me. Yeah, I see. That's how I always get back to this. The way you kind of cure all that is you just gotta smoke pot, man. Because it sucks, bro. Like I remember, I just know getting back from work and everything sucks. There's literally times where I'm like chopping down trees or whatever at work, and not really, not like, but you know, using a chainsaw and shit to like, you know, trees fall over and shit. But it sucks. They're heavy, and I'm thinking like, at least there's weed when I get home.
Yeah, you're
know?
a lumberman now?
No, I just like doing random stuff around the city. You know,
Okay.
like stuff breaks down or you know, pipes or whatever. So it's kind of a little bit of everything.
Mm.
But nevertheless, it's you know, work is work.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem is though is like I think most people would be more okay, at least in this country, like doing whatever the fuck if it actually paid decently. Because I know it varies from state to state. Like California, it's just so expensive and everybody's underpaid regardless of what they do unless they're in tech. In the South, everything's cheap, but also everybody gets paid cheap. And New York, I don't know too much about the economy over there, but I know that's like where a lot of like the stocks and you know, stuff like that is, market stuff, finance, yeah. But still hell of expensive to live. I have a buddy over there right now who had to move back in with his mom just because he lost a job. It got replaced by AI. So
Yeah, it makes you just want to pick up and move out of the country because everywhere else in the world's a lot more affordable.
Well, the other thing too, that's why I've been getting jobs that are like more labor intensive, because if you notice the boom with technology, like you just said, people are being replaced by technology.
Yeah.
So there's certain jobs like labor where you need actual people.
yeah,
And these cities aren't going to go and spend all that money to get AI or whatever, these robots to come do this shit automatically.
Well,
it's way too expensive.
the thing is that they do have that, and that is something that's developing. Like they have like physical embodiments of, you know, iRobot that they don't necessarily, they're not as autonomous as that, but like it's a secretary.
Yeah,
That's what
no,
they're
shit,
being
I
used
use it
for
every
right
day
now.
almost.
Yeah.
Write my emails. And I think it's scary because how low level, it's just like just basic standard thing you can do.
Yeah, man. It's a trip. I also came across this video of like this dude talking about, basically he got shocked and died for like 11 minutes and then got brought back to life, and he was talking about like his experience in the afterlife. And the reason why I
He
kind
got
of
shocked continuously for 11 minutes?
not for 11.
He was down.
He was dead for
Yeah.
11 minutes.
Okay, I
Yeah.
was gonna say that's a long
He was
time.
talking about like what happens and what happened to him. I saw another video as well, and they had a little bit of similar stories where it was just like it was a lot of energy, like the orbs. I'm sure you heard of like people be
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
ghosts are actually orbs.
Oh, they're orbs.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's their
And
life.
so he was talking about like just going down this like tunnel of all these different kind of orbs and energies and stuff like that, and eventually he like landed on this like, I don't know if it was pasture or whatever it was. I'm sure they don't have cement in that fucking dimension, but there was these like three guys that greeted him, and he said that like in conversation, he said he felt like the most alleviated and like happiest and just like released, like just pure love. And they like spoke or whatever, and they were asking him like, oh, how was your trip, things like that, and they're like, what are you talking about? And they're like, oh, he doesn't remember us. And they were like laughing and stuff like that. And he said that like another, like, take that painting for example right there, like that kind of a figure came out. It was a man.
It's a Van Gogh.
Exactly.
No, I'm just saying
No,
for
no,
the
no, no,
people
you're right.
who are...
But just like, I guess the texture of the person or however you want to say it, they spoke, and he told them like, it's not your time yet, and then he ended up going back.
And they were right, and he came back to life.
Yeah, he came back to life. That was trippy.
Mm-hmm.
But and then other people were talking about it too, just like how they, I guess a woman was drowning when she was like 16, and she said that like at a certain point she died. She was clinically dead and brought back as well. And when she, I guess when it happened, she said that like, you know, she was drowning, and then all of a sudden she was like, it felt like I was not breathing. She was like, I was not breathing, and then all of a sudden it felt like I hadn't lost breath. She's like, I felt fine. And same thing, she went up and described the orbs and all that similar. I guess her experience was a little bit different, but then on her way back, she said that she could see like her soul coming down, like her coming down actually.
Wow,
and
like
she could see
re-entering
her
her
body,
life. Yeah.
the body being moved from one boat to another or something like that. And the guy was just like trying to bring her back to life, and she was like, I'm not trying to come back. And then then eventually but all these people always say that like they were depressed for weeks because like they just felt so happy. That's what it was. They just felt really, really, really happy. They're like, the happiest you could ever feel. That's how I felt. And I was just like, damn, that's crazy. So
It's funny you bring that up. I had a experience myself recently with that. Not that I didn't die, but
I was like, damn.
no, like I don't really care, so I'll just be deadpan about this. But like I lost my dad a few years ago in 2021, as I think you know, Patrick, you might have heard. And in that time, like I've had some dreams with my dad in them that are extremely vivid, and a lot of the time it's like about him helping me processing some stuff. But I had an experience that was a little unique, like a few months ago, where I was in like a white plane, and this was a dream. And before me were like 3 doorways. I don't remember what was on the left. I don't think I looked in there, but I was like right in front of the middle one. And inside, it wasn't like there was an extreme amount of detail, but there was a throne. And on the throne was this being that was engorged in like a red fire. There wasn't any like defining features about it. And, I didn't get the sense that it was threatening. But it was like not intimidating, but it was like it had a presence to it, to put it simply. Beside it were like 2 beings that were had wings, but they didn't look human. And I wanted to go through that, and somebody puts his hand on my shoulder, and it's my dad, and he says, "You can't go in there yet."
Wow.
And I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Where do you think he was leading you from?
What do I think he was leading me from?
Yeah. What were you entering? What do you think that represented?
I mean, I'm not a religious person at all. I was not religious before this. I'm not religious now. But I mean, for what it was, it definitely seemed like it could have been God or something like that. And on that subject, I am spiritual, so I'm open to that. And instead, what happened was, he said you could go into either of the other ones, the other doors. So I went to the one on the right, and I walked through it. And the second I walked through, like it was like my whole body got lifted up. Mm-hmm. And
did you know what was in the door before you walked through it?
Absolutely not.
But you knew what was in the left one. It was the throne with the guy on fire.
That was the one in the middle.
That was the one in the middle.
I don't know what was in the left because I didn't see. Right. And the one on the right, it lifted me up, and I felt like lighter than a feather. Not on like a physical level, but like on a soul level. Like I've moved things emotionally in my heart. I've cleared things up in my head. Never experienced anything like this before in terms of just how alleviated I felt. And as I was like, it was like almost like a cloud bed. And there was a harmony playing in the background that was like so like ear orgasm, to put it simply. And I was just there for like a few minutes, and then I woke up. Mm-hmm. And since then, like I've been more open to stuff like that, not in a religious sense, but just like, okay, like I've seen evidence of that. And in that time, I have gone back to that place one time again. That was like closer to a month ago, but yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's the thing too, is like dreams are endless interpretations, right? It's they're not concrete. The other thing too is trying to remember it. That's always a big part. But yeah, it's definitely a trip. I remember having like, my dream was a little more silly just because like it felt really vivid. I was laying down and literally like a fucking spaceship came over and I was being, you know how they say people get abducted and they describe all that? It really, really did feel like that. I was getting, you know, taken up, and as it was happening, I said, and like I remember, you know when you're like falling asleep, but you could kind of catch yourself like snoring sometimes or moving your lips or like you twitch.
Yeah.
I remember like feeling physically as I was dreaming, me moving my mouth and me saying like, "Oh, I'm good, bro. I'm not trying to go up there." I shit you not. And they replied back to me and they're like, "All right," and they just put me back down and like slowly back down. Yeah, and it's just like the craziest thing. But like I remember just seeing it, you know, and yeah. And it's,
where were you in the dream? Like, was this like in the woods somewhere?
No, I was just at my house. Yeah, I was just at my house, like in bed, and they just pulled up, and I was like, "No, I'm good." And they're like, "All right," and then they just sent me back down. Like, wow, these guys are chill. And so,
yeah. I was gonna say I don't really dream at all, but when I do dream, I've had a few dreams where it actually came true like a couple of weeks later.
Yeah,
non-consequential things, very, you know, insignificant, didn't really make a difference. I don't really remember them, but how dreams come true.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've had that too. It apparently in psychology, it's called a precognitive dream. For me, it's like it's only like a few seconds of a scene, like of what happens, and then I experience it, and it's like
weeks later.
Yeah.
No, it's yeah. I've had some of the weirdest dreams. You know, one thing too that pisses me off when I sleep or when I dream is when you're getting assaulted or something and you have to fight back, and like the punches you throw there ain't shit. You got like the craziest pillow hands. And, that's.
You're trying to yell and you really can't just yell.
Yeah, that's so trippy. Yeah. I've had those dreams too, where like just before you're about to fall asleep, you feel like you're falling. Has that ever happened?
Right? Yeah.
And then you're just like, whoa.